welcome back to another episode with Beyond Legacy. We are here getting ready to have an amazing conversation with our legacy.
Yes, we are. I am Erica Fernandez.
And I'm John Treese Wells, and I'm excited that my legacy is here, and I'm going to let her introduce herself.
Oh, you're excited I'm here?
I am.
Oh, I feel so special.
You should.
Hi, my name is Samara. I am Miss John Treese Wells' daughter, and I'm Generation of the Z.
Generation of the Z.
And then I have my legacy here. Go ahead, introduce yourself.
I'm Ebony Chambers, Erica's daughter, and I'm a millennial, and my business is All Blocks Matter.
Yes. All
There
Blacks
you
Matter.
go. All blocks
So
matter.
what's your brand?
My brand is my initials, SB. It's really based off of me running track and playing basketball, and it's kind of I like to say it's like my uplifting brand, I
Okay.
could say.
Okay. Nice.
Awesome.
Nice.
Let's give a little shout out about your brand.
All right, All Blocks Matter is about offensive line, functional training, and blocking fundamentals for football.
Nice.
Nice. Okay. So
Well,
we
we're just
have
going to have a conversation. We wanted to bring our children on
Yes.
because we talk about legacy, we talk about impact, we talk
Yes.
about what it means. And so we kind of want to get a perspective from our children, what we have poured into them and what they're doing. As you can see, both of them have brands and businesses, and they're going out and being an impact into their society and their world. And so we want to just, conversate.
we just want to converse.
There you go.
Yes. And have this conversation with our legacy. And the interesting thing is, John Treese and I am generation baby boomer,
Yes.
right? And I have a millennial,
Uh-huh.
and I work with a millennial. So the interesting setup here is that, this generational gap, we're
Yeah.
going to have this conversation to see the perspective of them, to see how that works.
Absolutely.
See what they've
Absolutely.
learned from us.
And it is interesting because, like you said,
Yeah.
you're a baby boomer, you have a millennial, I'm a millennial raising a Gen Z. And so just the dynamics of our
Yes.
conversation of what we had and talking about what we went through, Ebony and I, as we were growing up, and then like, okay, so what in the world is going on with Gen Zs? I'm just asking
I mean,
for the people in the back.
I sometimes claim this generation, not all the time, because I'm not going to hold y'all. They be wild. Sometimes I'm like, that's not me. That's not me. That's all them.
No, that's cool. So we have some questions that we're going to ask. I'll let Erica get started.
Yes. So legacy is our business, is our brand, and we want to talk about legacy. So the first question is, tell us your take on what legacy means to you, what about legacy, and just sort of elaborate on how that affects you or how that actually speaks to you.
I guess I'll go first. What legacy means to me is essentially how I was brought up and basically what my family and the traditions that will be left behind and that I will continue forward. Legacy is something that we're doing now that will leave its mark on society long after we're gone. So legacy is history and present and future at the same time.
Yes.
That's good.
I agree. To me, legacy is the mark you leave on the world when you leave it. For me, legacy is really big on family. So what are you going to do for your family, for your kids, your grandkids, your great-grandkids, and so on, for generations to come? And how are they going to be able to carry on what you left for them?
That's good. So you both mentioned family. So give us an example of how legacy has shown up in your family. What is like maybe a particular situation, holiday, tradition? What is that thing that you say, man, this legacy has shown up in my family?
I'd say sports for ours. We are a big track and field family. So one thing in our family, everybody's running track. There is nobody in our family who did not at least run track one time. It doesn't matter if you only ran one meet, you ran track once. So I knew I had no choice but to run track. The choice that you gave me was like, do you still want to run track? I didn't know what I was getting into, to be honest. I was just like, all right, I guess so. But I would definitely say sports has just been a big legacy in our family. And it didn't like take over like our family narrative,
Mm-hmm.
but it was a big thing in how we were all raised.
Yeah.
Good. That's very good. What about you?
I would say that the biggest legacy in our family is built around food.
Mm.
We love to eat it. We love to cook it. We love to go out and get it.
Yeah.
That's the main topic conversation. You know, when we're talking even across states and over the phone and FaceTime, one of the main questions is, "What are y'all eating tonight?"
Mm.
So I really truly believe that our family's legacy and traditions are built around food and meals and um, things like that.
Yeah, that's the southern part of us.
Yeah.
Southern people typically come together around food, and like she said, as we communicate with my brothers and sisters and my mom and everything, the first thing they're asking, "What y'all cooking over there?
Mhm.
What you to cook tonight?" You know, and it is food. Or what have you guys tried? I know y'all eating good over there. So that's interesting. Even though we have athleticism, but yeah, food is good.
Yeah, no, that is good, and you're right. I think that's a culture thing as well.
Mhm.
You know, our community, we come together around food. That's where we have our talks and our
Mhm.
conversations,
Yes.
and you know, all of those things. We sit around the table. I remember growing up, you know, you had the dining room table, and when you knew that was set, that means everybody was coming to the table
Yes,
to have
yes.
family dinners
Yes.
and things like that. So, no, that is a huge one. So, what is the legacy that you're looking to leave through just your life, your brands, your businesses? What impact are you looking to leave? I would say society, the world, and your generation.
Mhm.
I want to be a sports psychologist when I grow up. Um, and that really came from how I struggled mentally in the sports that I did, specifically track. One thing that I definitely want to improve is the mental health of athletes, the mental toll that sports take on us, not just mental and physical, and that always goes hand in hand. So one thing that I want to incorporate with my brand is mental awareness of athletes, and I guess that's what I want to be my legacy as I continue to make my mark and as I continue to grow as a person. I just want people, when people hear my name, I want them to think, dang, this things that she did for the sports community, not just track, not just basketball, for the sports community. She definitely like left her mark and she
Yeah.
improved it.
Yeah.
That's good.
I would say that legacy that I want to leave is just breaking barriers, pushing the boundaries. You know, going past your mental and physical limitations, being the type of individual that sees a challenge and wants to push through it, and showing the example that even though someone might say no, or I've never seen that done, or you can't do this or you can't do that, I definitely want to leave a legacy of you can, just breaking boundaries and being a leader and a trailblazer in what I do, whether it's sports, impacting youth, community relations, things like that. I definitely want to push the envelope on what it is people think that we're limited to, because there's so many things that we're capable of mentally, physically, and we just have to push ourselves and have the encouragement. I want to be that support system for people who think that they're limited in ways, and so I just want to be that impact that shows them through my actions, and through some encouraging words that whatever it is that you want in life, you can definitely go after it and get it. So.
It's only crazy till it happens.
Exactly.
Man, that from both of you sounds so profound, and it's interesting because one of the questions I have here is that, statistically, you guys both were raised by single parents, and the statistics say that you would not be where you are today. And excuse me, both of you have defied that statistic so far, right? And so what do you think about that? The statistic, if you're raised by a single mom, you would be, on welfare, pregnant, whatever, and not living a life or whatever. How do you say that have you defied that statistic, and what do you think about the statistic?
I think that there's truth elements to the statistics. That is why statistics exist. But I also believe that when you have a good example and you have a family structure, no matter how your family is structured, as long as there's a strong foundation and some direction, I believe that you can push past those statistics. Having the ability to set goals and achieve them, I think that's a big thing within my family structure. It's like, okay, well, what do you want to do? Being asked the proper questions, and your single mother being driven enough to put themselves first, but really put your future ahead of maybe some of their own desires and dreams in the moment. Just knowing that it's going to pay off in the future with us. So I think that I've been able to defy the statistic just because of my support system through my mom, and just showing me that anything could be possible. I mean, I was in high school and she was in college at the same time. We had a graduation at the same day. At the time, I didn't see the value of it. And now looking back, it's like, wow. We graduated the same year. You're getting your master's degree. I'm getting a high school diploma, and so now it kind of becomes a competition, right? You set the bar and it's like, okay, I can't have my mom's over here getting more educated than I am. Or, what, you playing basketball? Hold on, like, what level was it? So really setting the standard within her own life really helped me push the envelope within my life.
That's good.
Yeah, I think, and I'm still young. I'm only 17, so like, I would say for the time I have been on this earth, I've been dedicating my life to just not being a part of that statistic, and that has helped me, and it has also caused a lot of detriment. I tend to try to be a people pleaser. I try to be perfect, and that's just not the way to go. At the end of the day, you can't please everybody, and you can't be perfect. You can only be perfectly imperfect. So, but I would say the benefit of trying to defy those statistics is just having the satisfaction of I proved all of those people wrong. Right now, at my age, I can't say that word. Statistics say.
Yeah, you're my child.
Statistically.
Slow it down.
Yeah. All of this is her, so. But on paper, I'm supposed to be pregnant right now, having a kid, kicked out of the house, or working a 9-to-5 job, not finishing school. But truth be told, I'm in school. When I graduate, I'm told that I will probably be a sophomore in college with all the credits that I've done so far. I'm a 2 varsity sport athlete. I got invited to one of the biggest track meets in the nation that I'll be competing in tomorrow. So it's like I'm defying the statistics. Like I'm pushing myself to be successful, but not to the point where I'm gonna break myself doing it. But I mean, I agree with statistics have some truth to it. It's just don't think that defines who you are.
Yeah. I think I would also add that exposure to other options in life. Like if you were never introduced to track, or you were never introduced to these options that can keep you busy or keep you occupied other than just going to school. My mom and I, we did everything together. If there was an event on the weekend, I was with her. Yeah. If we were traveling somewhere, I was with her. And so I was able to be exposed to different sides of life, and then I saw some of my friends be pregnant at 15. Yeah. Coming from 2-parent households, I don't even think the household registered with me. It was just like, dang girl, what you doing? Exactly. But I've seen some of my friends, go through this process and see, how it has impacted them, and I'm like, I don't want that to be me. And so just seeing the effects of the statistics, or even just decision making and how that impacts your life in the long run. Definitely altered my path and what I was deciding to do from day to day.
That was really you. Like, you were the one who was, what do you want to do? This is, you gave me options, you gave me opportunities. Like, you put me in situations where I didn't have to think, dang, it's either this or I'm going to be here. It was always, you have so many options that you can choose from. Whatever you do, just let me know. I'll support you. So it was honestly you not allowing it to be, dang, I come from a single parent household, so I can't do X, Y, and Z.
Right. And I think that's huge because, I think Eric and I have talked about being a single mom, that we never wanted to limit the opportunities that were presented to you guys. And so it was always the fact, like, we were going to do whatever it needed. Even to this day, I mean, Eric come in and goes, oh yeah, Ebony got that trademark. Oh, she does? Yeah, I did it. Oh, okay. So it was like, no, even to this day, I'm watching Erica support and push and have the opportunities and making sure that things are lined up to be, not just for Ebony, but for her whole family. And it's the same thing. We just make sure that you have the opportunities. So I would ask this question, and you guys kind of answered it, but what is one important lesson you have learned in life? What is like that main thing that kind of stuck with you through the years, Ebony, as you graduated college and in your adulthood, Samara, as you're entering your adulthood and going into college? What is some of those things, or one thing that you would take with you?
I would say that, my mom pretty much gave me a mantra to my life, which was always amazed, never amused. And it's evolved and shown up in many capacities, and as I started realizing what that meant, not just in general, but to me, it's like you get into these tough situations, it's like, you know what, you gotta do something else. You can succumb to this feeling, or you can find a way to get out of it. Then I got in school, when I went to Clark Atlanta University, it was like our motto was find a way or make one. So they just kind of intertwined with one another, and so anytime I'm feeling like I can't do something, or someone's doubting me, or just facing adversity in some capacity, it's like, you can do this. That's a reminder that I've always had, and I know that was something that was given to her, that's pretty much been following me throughout my life. So that's pretty much what I go by.
Okay.
DFTBA, don't forget to be awesome. Never altering or changing myself to make other people comfortable. Never dimming my light because it's too bright for other people. Being authentically myself is the biggest lesson that I've learned, that I'm still learning, that you've taught me. And it's a challenge, especially being in high school and going to a public school at that, being surrounded by so many different personalities and different types of people who were raised by different types of people. It's so easy to get lost in trying to fit in. And because for so many people, it's like you never want to stick out, because then that's like, that person's going to talk about you, then you look funny, and then everything's just wrong. But instead, just not caring. Just be that person who sticks out. Be that person who has a voice, who creates change, and continue to learn that, and hopefully keeping that with me going into college and adulthood. But that's the biggest lesson.
Man, those are great answers, and I have a follow-on one, which will hopefully be funny, but not funny. We, as parents, we're called coaches. We're coaching you through life, right? And then after that is like, you guys are athletes. And so now we're coaching you as athletes. Tell us about that experience of being mom and coach, and how y'all feel about mom telling y'all what to do. Right. About being that mom coach, because I know, like for Ed, when she was coming to basketball, I would tell her stuff, right? But y'all had y'all opinions about that. How did y'all feel? What do y'all think about that? Just talk about that in general.
Man.
She's in it. She's in it.
Well, baby.
Want me to tell you how I really feel? I would say, dang, I hated it. I still sometimes hate it. But I also think, when I think about the best coaches that I've had, no one comes close to her. So there's days where it's like, all right, mom, you're my mom. Please stop. Go away. I do not need to hear this from you at this moment. But sometimes just sitting back and reflecting, like, dang, because what she said was right. What she said was right. And then eventually with, specifically with track, I just remember one time we were running late because we were going from basketball game to a track meet. Basketball game yelling at me the whole time. Track meet, I was almost late to my race. And I told her, don't forget to record. I need you to record. You see, I saw your face. Immediately, you know. I said, don't forget to record. What did she do? Run the whole 400 with me. The whole, like, I'm not saying, like, was like.
I recorded?
The ground. The ground. When I tell you, I was really like, what are you doing? The whole 400? Like, I came off, I don't remember being tired. I just remember being mad because I knew she didn't record. Just like, you gotta get out. You gotta get out. Hold it. Sprint. I'm like, ma'am. Jeez. So it's like, but then talking about that, it doesn't get better than that. Because I don't know how many parents have, especially single parents, have missed their children's games, track meets, matches because they had to work or they forgot because everything is so crazy. So really, I just try to appreciate the fact that she makes time to be both mom and coach. No matter how irritating she may get at me, or how irritated I may be at her, it always, I wouldn't trade it. Because at the end of the day, I wouldn't be where I am today without her being both.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's exactly what I was gonna say because I'm about 37 now. I played high school sports and junior high, and I was in a band, and I don't really remember the coaching per se. Like put your right foot, make a jump shot. I don't really remember that as far as that is concerned. When I reflect back, I just remember the support. And so, at times, yes, I'm like, yeah, like, come on now, like, with my friends, they're like, take her out the game, I gotta have lunch with her tomorrow. But to me, looking back, it's like, man, my mom there at 12:30. 3:30, 1:30, 9:30 on a Saturday, Sunday through Friday. Man. It didn't matter when I had a game, when I had a performance, if I had to drive from here to Timbuktu. My mom showed up when I was in college in Atlanta. She flew out there for performances, and so I think the major coaching aspect that I got was just show up. And she shows up for me all the time, even to this day. I play a professional sport. She's there. She can be there. Yep. She's there. If not, she's watching. She's buying the things, wearing the things, got my name across the back. So at the end of the day, that is what I look at. As far as an example of coaching is like show up. Yeah. We can figure it out together. And at the end of the day, I can come back and complain, and I can come back and have all my gripes about what happened, and know that I have a support system there that's gonna say, hey, you still got to get back out there and do it, and this is the type of person you are, and this is how you're going to handle it, and this is, just reassuring me and understanding that I have to fight through it, no matter what I'm feeling. So, I just had a good support system. I mean, as a teenager, it's a little tougher because, I say from like middle school through like 25, it's like, you know what you're talking about type feel. And then I think something happens at like 25 or something, like, man, you've been right this whole time. Everything is just like, oh my God, I don't even want to tell you, but yeah, you're right. Okay. Yeah, I can work harder. I can put a little bit, So, yeah, looking back, I definitely had a good experience with that.
I'm glad because, the part of it is that we want the best for you. We never want to put you in a position where we were not giving you the best. And one of the questions I always say, did you give it 100? Then leave it on the field, right? Leave it on the court. You gave it all you got. Then if you didn't, then you got something to learn, and tell me what you learned. And so those are the things, that I appreciate. You guys talking about the coaching mom.
I think the best moment I've had so far was you wearing my letterman. just seeing seeing you wear it,
Oh yeah.
like seeing you actually put it on, and then seeing my name, and then seeing everything that, like, okay, it's the stuff that I accomplished in high school.
Well,
for a moment.
it's our Letterman's jacket, just so you know.
Such a mom thing to say.
Well, I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that because it's like blood, sweat, and tears, man.
I graduate too. High school again.
No, I always like to say this. Whenever it's my birthday, I'll always just be like, "Happy birthday, Mom," and she'd be like, "Huh?" I'd be like, today marks the day. It was over. Today marks the day. You carried me, and you were crying, and you were like, "I'm so big."
I think we have the same birth experience.
Oh my goodness.
Yo, I just be like, "Thank you for your birthday."
Hilarious. So we're gonna wrap it up, but I do want to ask Ebony, as a person that Samara can look up to. You've kind of gone through. You are some generations removed. What is some advice you could give Samara as she is entering? Because she's going into her senior year. She's going to be going off to college, and as she's entering this phase of adulthood and just the friendships and challenges, athleticism, professionalism, like all of those things that kind of hit you all at once, because no one really prepares you for what life is really going to give you. So what is something that you can share with her?
I mean, that's a lot. Yeah. If I reflect back on my own experience, I mean, I think so far you have it right. Be authentically who you are, and don't worry about if you change, because you have that capability and ability, but your foundation is already set. So don't allow people to get you off your own track. You're running your own race, essentially. And so it's your journey. It's not always going to look the same from left and right, or this person and that person. Keep your goals in mind, and continue to run your own race. That's the biggest advice I have, because, like you said, there's just so many personalities, there's so many experiences you're going to go through, right? And there's so many situations you're going to be in. And sometimes it's a situation like, my mom knew I was here, but since you have a good example, you know what to fall back on. You know exactly who you are and what you're about. And so don't lose sight of that, even in those tough situations. You're going to set the tone for everybody else and really for the rest of your life. So I'll just say continue to be authentically who you are, grind hard, because, the race ain't over. And there really is, so just continue to keep working on yourself, building towards your dreams, your goals, your aspirations, and you're going to get everything you want and what you work for. So.
No, that's really good.
So Samara, then you can then give advice to the young ladies that are coming up, to the audience that are listening to this, to the moms that are listening to this. Tell us, from your perspective being in high school, what can you say to that person who's struggling, because younger kids are struggling these days with being authentically them?
I would just say it's better to be the red apple in the pack than being the green apple like everybody else. I know now TikTok trends, Instagram, like it all kind of paints what society wants you to be or expects you to be, but it's never true. It's never ever true. So I would just say it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be really hard, because that thought of being different, it's had a lot of negative aspects to it, I guess you could say. But being different is probably the best thing that you can ever do. And I don't even want to say being different. Being you is the best thing that you can do. You need it. At the end of the day, you're the only person that knows you. So don't let anybody change who you are. Don't let anybody say who you can and can't be. Don't let anyone dictate your life. And just enjoy the ride. Enjoy the lessons. Listen to your parents. They know a lot more than you think. A lot more than you think.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I hate to admit it to you guys, but they really do.
No, that's good. So I mean, we're gonna wrap up, and I just want to say that this has been a fun conversation.
Yes.
This has been a real conversation, and we're so proud of the women and young women that you guys are becoming and have become, and excited to see the legacy continue. That what we're doing out loud is happening behind closed doors as well with our children. So. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification button.
Yes.
Ding.
Even follow them. Because, even follow them. This is All Blocks Matter on Instagram. You guys give your handles, give your follow.
Yeah. All Blocks Matter, Instagram, All Blocks Matter, Twitter.
All Blocks
Facebook, All
Samara.
Blocks Matter.
Samara.Blake
Yep.
on Instagram, and what's my other one? Mara.B_28. Go ahead and follow that. That's pretty much right.
So we have track and women's football. So you guys follow them, see what they're doing, see if our legacy is really true. What we're talking here, but we've had a great time tonight, and appreciate you guys. Thank you guys for being open and
give me right home, right?
In the conversation.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks for literally having us.
All right, stay tuned for the next episode. Thank you for joining us, and goodbye.
Goodbye. See you later.